And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like, I don't want to talk to you guys about that. At all.
Here's the thing. We're not, folks, we're not talking about Trump, and we're not talking about Biden. We're talking about dictatorship here. Okay? And what the United States of America means on the global stage.
Like, here's something to think about. The social media companies you see today, all of them, all the big box stores, like your Amazon, Netflix, all these different... So let me just say this. In 4 years, I repeat, and I don't care what you think, in 4 years, 90% of Silicon Valley will have evaporated and its remains absorbed into future companies.
But what I want to point out, did you hear what I just said?
I think not.
But did you hear what I just said? It's not about President Trump.
No.
It's about what the United States of America represents on the global stage in regards to freedom.
And let me put it this way. There are more Chinese people who want Donald Trump to be the president than there are Americans that don't. By a factor of 10, maybe 15. And people will say, oh, that's BS. That's BS. No, it's not. Like, there are so many Chinese people right now who are just sitting there thinking to themselves, like, man, I can't wait till Donald Trump.
More than that, the people all over the world, globally, Australia, Africa, everybody around the world is especially in India, because India is currently at war with China on their borders. But everybody is, they want what America represents worldwide, because it gives a certain influence, globally. I think I lost David. All right, guys, I lost David. I have to go to sleep. My son knocked my tooth out tonight, and I'm in a lot of pain. I love you guys so much. I hope you follow me on Patreon and Instagram. I love you all. All right, are we still live? Am I still live? Hold on just a second. Hello? Can you hear me?
Are we still live?
Oh my God, I think we are.
Excellent. So apparently that's a soft spot, but it's the truth. There are more Chinese people that want Donald Trump to continue being the president of America than there are people. I said people that don't, but I'm going to expand that. Not just in America, but there are more people that want him to continue being the president in America for 4 more years than there are people on the planet that don't, by a factor of 10 to 15. Think I'm joking? Start Googling it. Chinese people want Trump to win the presidency to get rid of Xi Jinping. Seriously, it's the truth. It is the truth. But again, yeah, you're right. America's global standing. And here's the thing. How can we continue? And here's the crazy part about America. There are people who have known how disgusting and dirty and genocidal and homicidal and warmongering. I mean, like, one of my favorite people, from military lore for a while was General Mad Dog Mathis. Up until his mother died, and someone mentioned this to me, and I heard that, and it just added to something else, which was people were donating money to him, like, oh, hey, you want us to donate money to a charity for your mother or you? And here, we want to give you this money. He says, don't give it to me, donate it to Planned Parenthood.
Yeah. And I want to thank all of the veterans all
That's
of
who
the
they are,
veterans that are tuning into my show and that are fighting on, and they're censoring your pages currently, and they're shutting them down, and it's bullshit. And I want to say, here at the Porthole to Justice, you can reach out to me at orchidfreak.com, porthole to justice at yahoo.com, and also, yeah, I mean, seriously, they're trying to censor us all, man.
I want to reference something too, which was there was
Especially the veterans right now.
Well, I mean, like here's the crazy part.
I can't talk because I sound horrible because of my tooth.
It's okay.
No, it's not.
There's this situation.
But I have things to say, guys.
The veterans have had their so no one's going to admit to it, but they destroyed the veterans' votes.
They did, and they're doing it right now. They're shutting down all of the veteran pages.
See, that's the funny part. That's the
and
really
it's
funny
so
part.
wrong because the veterans only have social media.
Well, see, here's something else to think about. They know that the vast 95%, maybe 97% majority of police officers and the military are 100% for Trump. And now we've reached that weird point where I guarantee you no senior officer will be able to find a junior officer that will do anything that will lead them down a path to harming the president. Like, that's where we're at. Not only that, we have a reality where I'm pretty sure they've probably started the process of removing what you might call suspicious personnel. Okay, you're assigned here. You're assigned there. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's that kind of situation where it's like, oh, hey, so-and-so, you're going on duty over there. Because that's the one place you can be the least amount of trouble or harm. But getting back to that whole statement from earlier, which was about censorship. So the person who's also, doing a lot of what we're doing too, he was in a situation where this was like 2 weeks ago. He was saying, oh, you need to call your senators and talk to them and let them know that you want the vote counted this way and that way. And I'm sitting there, now mind you, I'm watching this today. And he made that video like 3-4 weeks ago. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, even watching it now, what a futile thing. Like, I have no delusion that the only thing so here's my thing. The only thing that's going to save us is our president and the military that follows him. And fortunately, that is the situation we're in. However, we're going to have to, listen, we're going to have to deal with blackouts. We're going to have to deal with other things. Like, so try to imagine this.
So really quick, my batteries are going to die on my phone, and we're going to have to close out this episode. However, I want to talk about the blackouts before we tune off. I did a quick podcast yesterday advising everybody to get landlines and walkie-talkies. It was a short podcast, and I wanted you to expand on that.
Well, we can definitely pick this up tomorrow, for sure.
Okay.
If that's possible. Listen, I want to be very clear. 1, 1, 2. Well, first it's 111, then it's 1, 2, 3, and then it's 1, 3, 0, 1. Meaning that literally you're going to see this pattern play out over the first, the 11th, January the 11th, January 12th, and January the 23rd, but you're also going to see other strange things happen on January the 30th at 3 p.m. So there's a pattern here. I don't want to go into it, but expect blackouts. Expect expect fake riots, and not only expect fake riots, expect the media to try and present it in such a way. In fact, I'm going to be very honest with you. Listen, I don't want anyone to get worried about this, but I want you to understand very clearly. We are dealing with people who were trained in the same. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. It'll come out, and we're getting little glimpses of it. But we're going to hear about people who have been, we're talking about Antifa groups and BLM groups. They were trained in the same sort of terrorist tactics as Al Qaeda. So our military is going to deal with them the same way. And people are going to say, well, was that really necessary? It's like, yeah, it's necessary if you have people who are willing to come to your house, shoot up your family, and blame it on Trump supporters for the media. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing they did in Venezuela, and we saw it play out in D.C. and a few other places. Now, I digress.
Oh, shit. Hey, guys. I just lost David, and I'm going to conclude this episode of Porthole to Justice, the window to the truth. I'm your host, Amelia Duran, and thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to continue this podcast tomorrow, and I will be posting it to my Patreon page, as well as to Instagram and Twitter, for updates and scheduled show times. You can go to my Patreon. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. And, it's rough. Oh my God. Get walkie-talkies for your kids. I highly suggest a landline. We are going to probably experience some blackouts and interferences. So stay tuned. I love you guys all so much, and thank you so much for being a follower and tuning into my podcast. And I thank you for all of your likes and subscribes, and continue to follow and tune in to the Portal to Justice, the window to the truth.